Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today on the official Call of Duty blog, they just released details about Season 5. So we're gonna be going over it. They just dropped this today, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited. So let's just hop right into this. So they said, the action intensifies as the battle moves to open water. Will you sink or swim? Welcome to In Deep Water, the 5th season for Call of Duty Mobile. Now, this is the interesting part. It says, releasing on June 28th at 5 p.m. PDT. So, like always, Season 5 brings Ghost back to the forefront of things with a new themed event, plus new maps, operators, weapon blueprints, and 50 Battle Pass tiers. And then it says the same thing, just it goes live on June 28th at 5 p.m. PDT. So, in my time, that's just 2 p.m. It might be different for you, depending on where you live. But let's get into the next section. So, they actually released the Battle Pass photo, so let's go over it. So, for the characters, we're getting Rose Foreshadow, Rourke Manhunter, Otter Backstroke, and Merrick. So, a lot of people were speculating that this would be ghost-themed, but they also speculated it would be water-themed. So, it's a kind of a mixture between those. Of course, you got characters from Modern Warfare like Rose and Otter. But, let's get into the next part, which is actually the epic weapon blueprints. And I kind of like all of this. So we have the BK-57 counter stealth unit, the DR-8 rebreather, the QXR, or QXR, depending on how you want to say it, close catch, which it's mediocre, because it's just the QXR with nets over it, and you got the PP-19 Devilfish, and that kind of reminds me of the Invocation, but just, like, broke. But, yeah, so I really like these blueprints, because they remind me a lot of, not only does the PP-19 remind me of the Invocation, but it kind of reminds me of, like, a covert, like, kind of like the, the Marines, where they go into the ocean. So I really like this theme. I really like where this season is going. So let's get into the next part, which is 10 times more interesting. So this is where it gets interesting. So we are getting the AMAX, which means the 725 is coming in the seasonal challenges, which is like mid-season. So the CDR-56 AMAX torpedo, it's kind of a bit lackluster, I would say. Of course, it does have custom geometry, which I really like. I think it's a really good skin. It's just that, like, it doesn't have a ton of color to it. It's just, like, yellow and black. But still, I like it. And we're getting the AMAX in the Battle Pass, which I'm really happy about. But I can't wait to just go blasting around with my 725. I think it's gonna be a monster. But it's about time we get a new shotgun. So, we got the new charm, killer whale, new backpack, emote, operator skill, which is the K9 unit. I'm not sure if we're getting more than one K9 unit, because when I saw the gameplay, like, if you search up, like, K9 unit gameplay of, like, older CODs, they have, of course, more than one. But, I'm not sure if this will have more than one K9 unit. So, yeah. So, let's get into the final part of this Battle Pass picture. So, we have a calling card, Eye of the Storm, new avatar, new frame, those kinds of things. These are something I think people will really like. You got the Wetworks calling card, the Black Eyes Karambit, which I absolutely love. The frame, Dark Freeze, and I think everybody will literally go crazy for this. The Avatar Ghosts. People have been wanting this for a long time, so I'm guessing people will buy Battle Pass bundles a lot more. But yeah, so that's the Battle Pass picture. Now let's go into the next actual, like, talking part of the article. So now it says, summon a trained companion with a new K9 unit operator skill unlocked at tier 14. So it says A instead of them. I don't know what to say. but it says expand your arsenal with the CR-56 AMAX, and then you got the Killable Action Warship, which is, I think, like rare tier skins, not like rare, like you can't find them anywhere else. Let's go into the more interesting parts. So, Soto Harbor, a map located on the edge of the Black Sea. There are various corners and bunkers, actually, between the compact buildings. The firefighting around the apartment will be quite dense. Be careful. Now, here's some gameplay of Soto Harbor, and I've seen a ton of people play this. Every now and then I like to, when I see something new in COD Mobile, I look at something from the game it's from and see what I think. So, here's some gameplay.
Enemy at the front. Without the fuel. UAV ready. HQ. No reinforcement. Fuel jet ready.
I've never seen that group of friends so bad at it.
I've never seen them dance around someone's fucking body before. Like, Day 94 has good kill time, but the bullets don't hit. I don't get it.
UAV on station.
It's like I've really seen.
Where's that go?
No, que haya
UAV ready.
Alright, so you just saw some gameplay of Soto Harbor. Now let's see the map details about these 3 maps that are coming in Season 5. So, Soto Harbor, battle seaside on this medium-sized tactical map composed of shipping crates, narrow alleyways, and close-quarters interiors. Supported in 5v5 and 10v10 play. So, I'm thinking, like, probably a week after Season 5 starts, we're getting a 10v10 playlist for Soto Harbor, which is very interesting. Docks. Deploy to a shipyard on the River Thames on this symmetrical small-sized map with plenty of vertical play. Will you fight in the open Russian side? Supported in gunfight. Now here's the interesting part, which I think will be like the biggest out of all of the maps. And I encourage him. A bombed-out palace looms over the landscape surrounded by military supplies and housing. Fight in the luxurious palace interior or take your chances on the exterior grounds. Supported in 10v10, the new mission, new ground mission mode, and attack the undead. That's very interesting. Ground mission. I'm pretty sure that's ground war. So if you don't know what ground war is, it's basically where it's kind of like domination, but with 5 objectives instead of just 3. So like you can take longer flanks instead of having to just take 3. So you're gonna have to take like 3 objectives out of the 5, which is to have the upper hand, which is very, very interesting. So it's gonna be more of a bigger scale of domination, which I I'm really excited to see. And it supports 10v10 and Attack the Undead. When that comes out, I'll be sure to check that out. But let's get into the next segment. So we're getting new multiplayer modes, Crank Confirmed and Ground Mission. So here are the details on that. Prepare for insane battles in Crank Confirmed, a mix of Cranked and Kill Confirmed, which is what I thought it was. Enter the Crank state for a combat boost and keep the timer from running out by getting eliminations or collecting dog tags. So does that mean that when you collect a dog tag, that it means that your timer resets, or does it mean that you just get more boosts? I don't know. I'll have to check that out. Here's the most interesting. ground mission. Ground mission brings domination to this big stage with 5 capture points and 10v10 play. Look for Crank Confirmed and ground mission in new Season 5 events. I am super excited for ground mission, or ground war. Let's just call it ground war because that's what it's called in Modern Warfare. So let's get into the next part. So, new events bring Gung Ho and Time Traveler. Get a speed boost with Gung Ho, a new green perk that lets you hip fire, throw grenades, and reload while sprinting. The thing about this perk is that it's literally going to be broken on shipment and basically any close quarters map. Because, so imagine you got like a Fennec, right? You got the max hip fire only build. You can only imagine what's going to happen there. But yeah, that's Gung Ho for you. So, in Battle Royale, the new Time Traveler class can glitch back in time in addition to boasting a high resistance to explosives. Mainly, it's not the passive ability really isn't that great because when are you gonna get flashed or stunned, right? I mean, if you do, then it's probably just like 1 in 1,000 times that you're gonna do that. So it's not really, so the passive ability isn't that helpful, but that glitch time, the glitch ability is gonna be like the rewind. The actual ability is gonna be really, really good because, like, imagine you're like in warfare, or not in warfare, but imagine if you're like if you drop like you're revived by your teammates. They scan your dog tags and then you accidentally drop somewhere you don't want to be, where it's like a hot spot, everybody's shooting each other, and you accidentally drop in there. You can use your ability to go back up in the sky and land somewhere else. Note that it only does it from 5 seconds ago, so it might not be that high up in the air, but it's going to be enough to where the point where they can't really like pay attention to you that much, so that's going to be really helpful. So the final segment of the article is new themed event, Sea of Steel. The battle lines are drawn and a critical naval battle is impending. Choose your side, the Ghosts or the Federation. Pretty much nobody wants to choose the Federation because they don't even know who they are. So the majority of people are going to be Ghosts probably. But I don't know. Bombard your enemies as you race to capture territory and earn rewards for completing various daily tasks. The faction with the most map nodes at the end of the event wins. So it's kind of like, you know, all the other ones. They've been doing that for like 3 times this past, like, I don't know, like 3-4 events. It's kind of getting repetitive. But besides that, here's something more interesting. Now suit up and make for the seas. Experience all this and more, including new seasonal challenge, the new shorty shotgun, which is very interesting because they didn't call it the 725. So I'm wondering if it's going to be sawn off by default. Hopefully it isn't. Please, Codm, don't do this to us. But there's going to be Clan Wars, new Clan Wars season, Code Challenger Pack, and more when it drops on June 28th at 5 p.m. PDT. They've said that like 5 times at this point. But, yeah. So that was the end of the video and the end of the article. A lot of new stuff coming in Season 5 that I'm super excited about. Of course, like, for Ground War, I'm a really aggressive player, so it might maybe not fit my play style, but there's going to be a ton more people, and I don't like it to the point where it's super chaotic, like 10v10 shipment, or I just like spaced out maps for 10v10, like kind of like Takeoff or Crossfire. Those are really good maps for 10v10. You know, there's certain maps that work with 10v10, and longer range maps is what it works best with. So that was the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't. You know, there's not a ton of people who are subscribed to my channel yet. But if you could be so kind as to just check below, see if your subscribe button is still red. Make it gray. It'll help the channel a ton. you know, there's a lot of more content coming in for this week. You got I made like 2 videos on non-meta guns, so that's gonna be coming like later this week. And you got season 5, so that's super exciting. So yeah, see you later. Bye.